Welcome to the Sportsball official YouTube channel. I'm joined by Steve Gates. Steve, how are you doing?
All right, thank you. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks.
Good
Not
stuff.
too bad. So, Steve, just tell us a little bit about yourself then.
Well, I think I'm pretty fortunate in terms of the range and diversity of my football roles. I'm a strategic leader of the Barnsley Schoolgirls Partnership, paid role by the FA Sport Trust. I'm also the secretary stroke chair of Barnsley District Schools FA. I'm the co-owner of a football club, Barnsley Women FC, 2 promotions from the Women's Super League, so really exciting stuff. I'm a sport education consultant, an ex-senior school teacher, actually taught for 10 years up at Tong High School, which I run the sports college and other senior roles there. And I do another range of work regarding semi-professional football clubs, allowing them to engage and develop their own scholarship academy schemes and giving them a full range of structures and infrastructure development so that they can carry on. So yeah, really interesting and really diverse range of roles. And very importantly, I need branded kit from reliable suppliers who are personable and who can meet my individual needs. And that is obviously why I'm here today.
Yeah, so obviously that's where Sportsball comes into hand. We'll just have a look at a couple of pieces in front of us. We'll start with this Barnsley Schools polo shirt, Steve, if you want to just get that aside.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Nike is a multinational, worldwide, global brand. It's crucial. And as a Barnsley Schools coach, which is very much a not-for-profit volunteer role, I want my staff and coaches to feel good, and of course one way to make them feel good is buy them some decent gear. So that's why I'm with Sportsball, and that kind of partnership works really well. My coaches enjoy wearing it, and just feel that bit more valued through the process of it.
Yeah, what do you feel, sort of the texture of the polo shirt, if you just have a little feel?
These are fine.
Yeah.
They wash well, very smart, they're sweat resistant, and therefore coaches are feeling comfortable in them. And of course you can't beat that brand. Barnsley, of course.
We'll just get the next Barnsley one out as well. We see the Barnsley Women's Football Club. Just sort of talk us through the shirt if you can.
Again, the girls prefer very light, adaptable things that they can throw on. They're not very formal. They very much like to get in there, get out and train. But you cannot give girls and women poor quality stuff, because if you do, you get a rejection straight away. So you've got to do the same for the girls. These are great training tops. They're very versatile, because in decent weather, that's all they'll wear at the top. In poor weather, they'll throw a branded jacket over them and still do the same. And again, it's good quality stuff, performs well, sweat resistant, and really ticks all the boxes for them.
Yeah, and how often do you sort of change up the gear for Barnsley Schools and for Barnsley Women?
It's very much a reaction to what the fashion is and how Nike changes.
Yeah.
The coaches aren't too worried, but certainly the players are. They very much like to keep up with current trends. So that's why working with Sportsball is great, because they react very quickly to your needs, and very personable. So I know straight away what is in, what isn't in, what I can do, what I can't do. So again, it's such a pleasure working with them.
Yeah, and do you feel like other sort of clubs and places in South Yorkshire should come over to West Yorkshire to get their kits supplied by Sportsball?
Because of my link, because of my relationship, and because of how I work, they know full well that I straight away give the details of Sportsball over. And indeed, it's allowed me to engage quite a few people over our end to work with these guys. So long may the relationship continue.
Yeah, and how long have you been working sort of with Sportsball, Steve?
If you include the time with Tong and since Tong, probably 16 years.
Yeah.
So, some could argue nearly a lifetime.
And so what are your hopes for the future with working with Sportsball and just sort of moving forward?
Well, 2 things really. One is the discount I get, which is, again, amazing really. and which is another reason why I come here. And secondly, I like the truth that I get when I place orders. I also like the fact that I will get a range of alternatives in, so that I'm not held up, I'm not forever being frustrated, and I can pass this on. Because what I've learnt working with Scott and Chris and Russ at Sportsball is that they will tell me the lie of the land, and they will really articulate and communicate with me around what is available, what isn't, dates, prices. So it allows me, in terms of costing and pricing schedule, to obviously do well.
Yeah, and you just mentioned sort of what's available there, Stephen. You know, we've got the polo shirt here, obviously for Barnsley Schools, got one of the shirts there for Barnsley women as well. What other sort of gear do you sort of normally take home with you?
It's everything. It's not just the playing and training gear, but it's also the equipment. And when I say equipment, I'm not necessarily talking about just football cones, bibs. I'm talking about football posts. I'm talking about all the peripheral things that you need, right from first aid kits, right from officials, right from the actual infrastructural needs of a club, so that, you know, it's almost a one-stop shop while I'm here, and that's the beauty of it. The catalogues are engaging, and the pricing schedules are always competitive, so I'm here. It ticks everything.
Yeah, and just, I think we'll sort of mention a bit about yourself and your sort of life in football. Just, you know, how much of a big football fan are you?
You know what, it's a great question. I would imagine that my nickname is a football mafia, because generally everything seems to come through me. I seem to know everybody professionally, simply because their journeys have had to pass through me as young people, so it goes on. And now my focus is on developing girls and women in the same way, and that's where my priorities are, and that's where all my development plans are focused into. And that, until I get girls the same opportunities as boys, then my work will never be finished.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Steve. Thank you for your time. Cheers.
My pleasure.